This is Amar, and from today onwards, I'm starting a reading series on this channel. A reading series where I'm going to read stuff that I like, uh, and uh, and hopefully there'll be some value in there, right? So to start with, obviously, to start the reading series on this channel, I'm going to start reading my book over the next few days. I will read and comment on the entire book, and hopefully there will be some happiness to be found there, because this book is eventually about happiness, right? All right, so we'll start reading the Happiness in Your Skin. Happiness in Your Skin by Amarvani, reading now, right? So to start with, I'll read what I wrote about this book. I wrote in multiple uh, bursts of writing. I think any writer, when they write their book, they have a writing plan. So everybody writes books in different ways. To me, when I was writing this book, uh, I think I had the book on my mind. I always, because there are different kinds of books, and when I was writing this book on happiness, because I've been thinking about happiness for so many years of my life, always had a lot of stuff on my mind about how to be happier. I know the theory. I know the theory, and because I know the theory, it was on my mind. I just had to figure out how to structure it, right? So let me read the introduction, which is right when you open the first page. There's an introduction here, and I'll start reading that. Happiness in Your Skin is not just any other book. It is a part of man's mission to make the world a meaningfully happier place. Amar is a writer and stand-up comedian. He's an MBA from SP Jain School of Global Management and has worked with organizations like Nielsen, JWT, and SATS before embarking on his mission. If you want to be meaningfully happy, there's no way you can skip the short encyclopedia on deep, intense happiness, and not on a distant day, but now. I love the way we actually got to introduce this book. It's a short encyclopedia on deep and intense happiness. That's what this book is about. I mean, hopefully, in some time, at some point, I will think about updating the book, updating what I have been learning about the idea of happiness, and update the book at some point. But till the point I wrote this book, it's got everything I know about happiness, right? So yeah, this nonsense will keep happening, I guess. So it's got everything. It's like a short encyclopedia on being happier. So let's start reading. Let's read. I want to read the preface, because the preface was about what was the need to write a book on happiness. What was the need for it, right? So the preface was about that. Why write a book on happiness? I've read quite a few books in my life, but no book has sufficiently addressed the question of happiness comprehensively. I just want to stop and comment here. Uh, I've been a reader, thankfully, since I was 20. I didn't start reading since I was 20. I started reading when I was 20 years of age. And I remember I have read a lot of non-fiction. Somehow I've been a non-fiction reader than a fiction reader. I've read a lot of non-fiction, and one of the books that the first book that I really read was Dale Carnegie's How to Make Friends and Influence People, and reading has had a significant impact on the way I think. Reading has also has had a significant impact on my personality, because a lot of stuff that I learned through reading the books that I read out of choice, not the school books, not the college books, not the academic books. A lot of stuff that I read has had an impact on the way I think, and one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing with my life right now, being a writer, being a comedian, an independent professional, is there's a lot of thinking that came from those books, right? So I've read quite a few books in my life, but no book has sufficiently addressed the question of happiness comprehensively. So I had to write one which does. This book is about deep happiness, the kind of happiness that you feel in your skin. I'm also a stand-up comedian. One of the things that I do is make people laugh. Stand-up comedy also makes people happy, but the kind of happiness it generates is external. Yeah, that was one significant point why I felt there was a need to write a book on deep happiness, because I realize when people come to comedy shows and they laugh and they leave, right? Uh, I made those people happy in that brief moment in time, in that brief moment for an hour, for a 45 minutes, or whatever the duration of the show is, right? But there's nothing else that they take away with them, right? So that's why I thought there was a need to write this book, where people could read this, and whatever I've learned about feeling happier inside, uh, during the course of my life, I wanted to put in this book. So it's not about fleeting happiness. It's about everyday, long-lasting happiness. I'm already loving this. It's not deep enough. The kind of happiness comedy generates is external. It's not deep enough. However, the reason I do comedy is deep. I love to see people happy because of me. I love to see people happy because of me. Comedy is part of my purpose, and I'm grateful for it. Welcome to Happiness in Your Skin. We'll talk about deep and meaningful happiness, the kind that you experience in your skin. Pay attention to your skin, it doesn't lie. I wrote this preface after having written the book. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't remember that right now. I wrote this preface after having written the book, and I show you that you have picked an insightful book. This book has explored many perspectives on happiness, and some of them have never been explored by any other book. I hope that by the time you finish this book, you would have learned how to guide your life in the direction of your happiness. Once you've learned how to guide your life in the direction of your happiness, you will be able to guide others also on the course to pursue their happiness. This is all there is to life, really. I'm grateful that you picked it up. I will make it worth it. Thank you so much. This is the end of this video. So when I make the next video tomorrow, or whenever I make it, I'll try to shoot videos on a regular interval in time. And by the time we end this series of videos, we'll have read the entire book. That is the whole idea of this series, right? So subscribe to the channel in case you like what is there on the channel. Check out the other pieces on this channel. I'm talking to inspiring people who are doing inspiring work. I'm also reading some poetry. I'm also doing some storytelling around this book. I'll also do other types of storytelling and motivational material. So in case you come to this channel, the idea of this channel, in case you come to this channel, you will not give up. That is the idea of this channel. All right. Thank you for your time, and see you again. Bye.